That's why we had kids. Hey, Tyler!
Tammy did way more than we ever expected in a real estate agent. Without Tammy, we would still be renting.
So if you want your perfect house, contact Tammy Sutherland at Coldwell Banker Kivett Teeters Realty in Yucaipa, across from Yucaipa High School. Whether you're looking to buy or sell, it's homesbytammy.net or on Facebook at facebook.com/Realtor Tammy Sutherland at 909-556-2094 for Realtor Tammy Sutherland, and we thank her for her support. Here's a new furniture store in town, DC Furniture in the Tri-City Center. What's so grand about DC Furniture? Well, they've got a wide selection and discounts up to 70% off retail. But the best part is they carry furniture for your home, not for some magazine photo. Furniture you can live with. That's what you get at DC Furniture, just off the Alabama exit at Interstate 10 on Industrial Parkway in Redlands. You'll feel at home at DC Furniture.
You're listening to KCAA, your good neighbor along the way.
Hello and welcome to Let's Go Shopping with Bev. This show brought to you by Starflight Entertainment. Music by Dr. Bombay and the Blue Machine Band. Song title Living in Paradise. Now here's Bev.
Well, welcome to the show, everybody. And if you've seen the post on Facebook and Twitter, the airplane that I had with a flag flying around telling everybody who's going to be here. As you know, this is our 4th of July show. Why? Because if we waited to next week, 4th of July would have been come and gone. And that'd be kind of silly about talking about the 4th of July, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Just
yes, that would be a teed-wit silly. And we have two fantastic gentlemen sitting next to me, and I feel very privileged to have both of them in the house. And we're going to change the format just a teed-wit today. And Brandon, our board up. Hi, Brandon. How are you?
Hello, I'm doing all right. How are you?
We're doing good. And that little thing that we have planned, are you ready for that little thing?
Yeah, I would like to introduce Mayor of Yucaipa, David Vogue.
Yay!
Did I pronounce your last name right?
It's actually Greg Vogue.
Oh,
Close
Greg
enough.
Vogue, I'm sorry.
Close enough.
The last name was right, though.
You got it. You did. You had the last name right.
Yes, Brandon and I were joking around about that, and because I try to find the right music for each person, right? Mm-hmm. And I said, I like that when the president walks in, everybody stands up, and claps and stuff. So that's why. So there you go.
Well, thank you. That's an honor.
You're welcome. And so, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. It's great to be here. It's a beautiful day. Mm-hmm. Beautiful summer afternoon.
It is, isn't it gorgeous?
It is.
I love it. And talking about lovely summer days, let's get right to it. All right?
Alrighty.
Let's talk about the fantastic activities that are going to happen in our city, the city of Yucaipa. And that city is building more and more, and it's really getting exciting up there. So, Mr. Mayor, would you please tell us, what are we going to be doing on the 4th of July?
All right, the 4th of July. It's one of my favorite events, favorite activities. So at the high school every year, the city of Yucaipa puts on a fireworks show.
It's okay.
Okay, are we okay?
Yeah.
And so I went back and I was doing a little research on exactly what times things open, and the gates will open at 4. Mm-hmm. We did hire a band, and the band will begin playing music at 6. So you have a little time to get there. Mm-hmm. Show up to the high school, come park in the high school parking lot anytime between 4, 6, or even 7 o'clock. And sit there and out in the field, bring your lawn chairs, and you know what? It's just a great time. Mm-hmm. Kids run around, go out and run. They go out and play, and you get to visit with your neighbors you don't see quite every day. Mm-hmm. And then the fireworks show will begin at around 9 o'clock.
Yeah, just when it gets nice and dark.
Right,
yes.
right.
And what I always loved about the fireworks, ever since I was shorter than I am now, okay? I mean, yeah. And I used to love to see the first firework go off. You know, it's like you're waiting for Christmas, and you get down there and you get that first gift. Yeah, you know, because hey, that's the first one. That's the one you want to get. And the fireworks that we do up in town are absolutely spectacular. Every year they get better and better and better. So that is pretty fun.
It is, and you know what's spectacular about it is what we try to do is we try to put on a good show for the first few minutes. You know, we try to ease into it, but then we let it rip at the finale. We have the absolute best finale that you can get anywhere, and then you just leave the high school on a high.
You do.
You do.
And you get so happy with this, with a lot of places that we go to with all the parking. And it seems like everybody's in a rush to get out of there. You're going to see people do this. And the first time I seen it, I went, what is wrong with everybody up here, right? You know, being from Brooklyn, you're done. You want to get out, right? And it's funny. And people hang around. They keep visiting. You know, they're getting that last piece of fried chicken or, you know, whatever it is. And they just mosey on into their cars, and it's absolutely fabulous.
Well, my family's actually made it a tradition to wait afterward. We always hang around for another good 30 to 45 minutes, just sitting around talking. I mean, it's a great time. It's nice and cool out. It's just a great place. And you know what? Not to put down other events. The other cities put on some really great shows, but to get in and out of our program, our event is really easy.
It is.
It's really simple. I mean, you're in and out with no problem, very little traffic, and it's just an enjoyable evening.
It is. And that's what makes it even better, if the entrance and exit is easy, right? And then to find a place for the vehicle, and that is easy. And then you find the perfect spot for your blanket, or blankie as some people call it, or your lawn chairs or something. That's why when you're saying go there early, because the earlier you arrive, the better choosing you're going to have. You know what I mean? Yeah, so it's really nice. And then also with the music, the band, can we talk a teed whit about them?
The band. So the band will be a country band, and it'll be James Resnick. I don't know too much about James Resnick, but I've heard lots of, I heard that he's a great performer and so forth. There will also be other things. There will be a few vendors.
Oh, I like vendors. Yes.
And I know, so I contacted the individual who's in charge of the vendors last night, and he said that JoJo's will be there.
Really?
JoJo's. There will be a barbecue, a Mexican food vendor, some ice cream vendors, and some things for the kids, like face painting and so forth. So come on out. It'll be a great time.
Okay, now for the face painting for the children, am I still short enough to do that?
Absolutely. I think
Yes!
It doesn't have to be children. Right? That's right.
There you go.
We got to do that. We got to do that. I really enjoy that. And then the other thing that I wanted to bring up, because I asked you beforehand if I could ask you about this, with all the new shops that are coming in, we have Big Five Sporting Goods now, and so on and so on, and that little town is building. And up the street, going all the way up. And then we have that Brew Kuiper, which is really a nice place to be. Good wine, good beer, good music, and food, and it's really, really a nice place. But right next to that, all of a sudden, I think you and some of the people from the council put a couple of seeds in the ground, and this building is growing. Out of anywhere. Let's talk about the Art Center.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It's really, really a neat building. So it's on the as you're going up Yucaipa Boulevard, you get up to the intersection of California Street and Yucaipa Boulevard. On the southwest corner, we are building a performing arts theater. And the city have put a lot of time and effort and money and tax dollars into building this performing arts theater. So to give you an idea what the theater is all about, there's two parts to this theater. There will be an indoor component and an outdoor component. So the indoor will be a 300-seat theater.
That's nice.
And those seats will actually be retractable. So the seats are going to retract, and then they will also turn into a banquet facility. So
No way.
people would be able to rent it out if needed. Or, yeah, so that's the indoor component, and we have a lot of interest from the local groups, theater groups who want to be part of this. And then the second component is an outdoor stage. Now the outdoor stage is amazing because it's unlimited seating. Where you can put as many people as you can get into a block in the whole area. We're estimating 9,000 to 10,000 people maybe in the area. If they wanted to jam themselves in there, they could.
Now, I think that would be a little difficult for parking, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what would be really nice is down the road a little bit, right, in some of the other parking areas, if they had them little movable buses.
Yeah.
Where people park the car, they hop on the bus and, going back and forth, and that would work too. We got to talk about that. That was a brilliant idea. I
There
love
you
that
go, yeah.
idea.
There you go.
Yes, and we could do that.
Well, there has been some concern about parking, and we're definitely addressing the issue. We're actually looking at parking off-site in different areas. We're buying potentially. Again, we have not purchased it, but we're looking at buying some properties in the area to convert into parking. So.
And I know a long time ago you said you didn't want to say anything, but we said a little of that, right, to get people excited, because this is not going to be happening, and with everything said and done, in the middle of October, maybe a little bit longer from now, right?
Okay, so I'm going to give you the latest.
Okay.
The
I
building.
promise I won't tell anybody.
I know, but this is construction, so construction's it's anyway. So the building should be finished by the end of October, but as I was telling you about the outdoor component, there's a outdoor stage, which will go into a courtyard. We don't think we're going to have that courtyard finished by that time. So the building will be finished. Most everything will be finished. We won't have that courtyard finished. But that's okay.
They can wait.
They can wait. We'll have another grand opening. We're hoping maybe in March or April.
Yeah, and with this city, it doesn't matter how many grand openings you have.
That's right.
People will
Keep
still
coming.
show up,
Keep
you
coming.
know? And then that's going to be terrific for, like, Fantastic Sam's, Maria and her group down there, because every time there's a grand opening, all of us, we got to have a new hairdo, right? New color. And then it's going to help a lot of the local shops, because every time you go to a grand opening or a function, you don't want to say, wear the same outfit you did last time, because people remember. So that is going to help our economy right there. Hello. So, right?
Well, just so you understand how successful we've been in the Uptown, we take our statistics. We have a group who does the increases in sales tax in the different areas of the city, and every year we increase substantially through the whole city, but that area in the Uptown actually increases double the rest of the city.
Whoa.
That doesn't mean that the volumes is as big as the rest of the city, but the increases are doubling the other areas of our city. So it's really having an impact. Yeah.
Yeah. And I the first time I ever seen the city of Yucaipa. Now, this was way back when. And I seen it and I went, I feel like I'm back in Ozzy and Harriet time. What is this? I'm used to, the cities, right? And it took me a while to kind of adjust to all of it, but I did. It took maybe about a week. And I went, I can handle this. I can actually find a parking spot. Hello, and everybody got to know everybody and this and that. And it's a very comfortable spot. And if anybody is looking to move out of a city, and they want a small hometown city feeling, come on up. I mean, with the real estate up here, all the housing and this and that, and the school system, you cannot say enough about our school system. I mean, it's fabulous. And so you guys, come up the hill a little bit. And, like, I live up there by Oak Glen, Upper Yucaipa, And the way I driving like a New Yorker, from my driveway to the driveway here in the station with no stops, I can make that in about 14, 15 minutes at the latest, maybe less than that due to traffic. So it's really easy to, get down into the Redlands area and then San Bernardino, your area, Jamili, and all of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just so that you understand, we're not trying to get rid of that hometown feel. It's our goal to keep that hometown, that small hometown feel. It's a balancing act, though. You can't say no growth, and you can't say build whatever everywhere, anything. You just try to keep a nice controlled growth and try to keep that hometown, small town feel.
That nice balance.
Yeah.
Because I think, it's just like anything else. In a matter of time, anybody that's in the area knows, the difference in each city like Yucaipa. And it's got that laid-back, small town feeling to it. So that's, a lot of people enjoy that. It's very comfortable. And especially, during these seasons, like summer right now, and the sun's going down, and you're a little higher up, so the smog's not too bad, like it is in San Bernardino and the surrounding areas. But, it's kind of one of those things where you're like, oh, no, you don't want it to get too big. But, it's one of those kind of hard to prevent sooner or later.
It is. And if you just tuned in, you're listening to Let's Go Shopping with Bev right here on KCAA 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind. And, excuse me, I had to sneeze, and I didn't want to sneeze in the microphone. That's not good. And Brandon, what we did the first time, would you like to do that thing the second time?
Okay, I'm a little bit embarrassed.
The music.
No, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I can't read the other name.
No, I'm talking about him.
Oh, again?
Not him. Yeah, I just thought of something.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and. And would you like to do the honors?
I can say his name. He's already been introduced. Incorrectly, but
we're getting to something very quickly here, and it's in my head.
Okay, I would like to reintroduce Greg Bogue.
Yes, yay! And
me.
I'm glad you're here, and I gotta tell you, you are the coolest mayor I ever knew.
You don't know many mayors. You don't know many mayors.
Yeah. Unfortunately, being with all the consuls and every, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and you are. And the other thing I wanted to ask you, all right, and if I'm putting you on the spot, let me know.
That's okay.
If you had a magic wand, whatever color, big, small, whatever, if you had this magic wand, what would be the two biggest things you would like to see happen after all the other construction with the new theater and so on and so on? What would you like to see happen?
Wow, that's a tough one. Yeah, you got me. You stumped me.
Oops, sorry.
Well, just to I'll have to think about that one. There's so many different projects we have on the table right now. As you may know, we're actually working on a cover for our equestrian center. Mm-hmm. So we have an equestrian arena right now, and we've been working on putting a giant cover over it so that they can use the facility, all season long.
Mm-hmm. That would be a very good idea.
So that is actually on the books at this point. If you want to know what kind of a pet peeve I have, one of my things is that what you want to know?
Yeah. And Jimmy Lee, you and I promise we won't tell anybody,
No,
right?
nobody.
Okay. So what's a pet peeve?
Pet peeve I have is I am kind of I can't stand litter. Litter drives me crazy. I don't like that at all. It's the craziest thing. I can drive into an area that has the biggest beautiful buildings and it has curb and sidewalk and everything, and if someone has thrown some trash on the ground, my focus goes right onto that trash, and I don't even see the big building.
Yep.
So one of the things I've been working on with the city is litter removal. We started the Keep Yucaipa Clean program. I don't know, when you drive through, you see the signs?
Yes.
Adopt a street, adopt a park. I had to kind of be an example, so I adopted my own street, or a street nearby my house, and it's actually kind of fun. I get out there, it's exercise. I get out there, run up and down the street, pick up trash. I have my own little grabbers or whatever you call it, and but that's a pet peeve I have. So I really want to increase litter removal, more street sweeping, and just basic maintenance. And
it would be nice if the children got involved in this.
Yes.
Like the Cub Scouts, the Boy Scouts, and and the Girl Scouts, and all of them, and where they could be a part of it. They would feel like they're actually doing something more for the community, and they would be learning a lot of responsibility.
Absolutely. That's where it starts. It starts with the kids. If you don't teach them at a young age,
then
littering,
forget about it.
They just kind of throw things.
Yeah, and then when they're all done, they can go out for ice cream.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah, that's right.
And we're talking about this. The one thing that drives me bloody bunkers, and I was telling Rich the other day when we were out and about, and we're getting off the freeway. We're coming into Redlands, and there was a restaurant there. I'm not going to mention the name of the restaurant, right, because I don't think it's their fault. And they had this fence, and along between the fence and the road, there were weeds growing up all over the place, and there was some trash there and what have you. And you could see the weeds, they're turning brown, and I'm thinking, if somebody let go with a match, hello, goodbye, that place is gone, right?
Yeah.
And talking about, cleaning up, if people could stay on top of that, like the city, to make sure all of that stuff is out of there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's weird, too, because, I know, at least in San Bernardino, at times you would receive, like, a weed abatement, right? Where they demand you to get rid of it in a certain amount of time, otherwise they'll do it, and then they'll charge you for it. So, but yeah, that's surprising, especially in front of a commercial building. If it's that bad, you definitely think they'd probably take care of it by now.
They should.
There's so many different agencies when it comes to trash removal and so forth. When it's along, I don't want to bore you with agency talk here. Is that okay? You want to know? You want to know?
Yeah.
So along the
curious minds want to know.
Yeah. So a lot of the issues on the freeway, it's related to the state, and they don't want the city workers out there working in the state areas. So you have Caltrans.
So it's
like territorial.
Yeah. So if you see issues along off ramps, sometimes it's a push and pull between cities and the state and Caltrans.
Well,
and trust me, I've been pushing and pulling on
trying to get
those areas picked up.
It may sound ridiculous, but I'm learning as I go, right? And what's the worst question? The question that was never asked, right?
Yeah.
Okay. With the different cities and the different towns, and they have the organizations where they're cleaning up their turf, their city, their town, never. And they see things like this, and you notify the state about it, and give them maybe a 60-day thing. And if nothing is done, then why can't we just reverse what the state does to us? You have 60 days or you're going to be fine. Why don't we turn that and have our people in our cities, in our towns, the trash people and what have you, have them go clean it all up, and then we bill the state. Reverse it. Don't you think that if they get enough of this, they're going to get a little activated?
I love the idea of turning it around on the state, because the state seems to turn it around on us quite often. So I like that idea.
Oh, then let's do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Maybe we could do it through the proposition process, the ballot.
There you go.
Maybe.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay, you win?
Sounds great. Yeah,
all right.
Let's do it.
All right, there's 3 people that are going to be doing this. Yay! And right now, I hope everybody stands by. Do not go anywhere, Do not change the channel. Do not shut the channel off. We are going to be taking a break, and we're going to be right back.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, K292 FQ Riverside, and K293 CF Moreno Valley.
Hi, this is Cliff from Cliff's Pest Control. Have you had problems with pests lately? Cliff's Pest Control has been in business for over 40 years and is family owned and operated. We can take care of your general pest problems, that's the ants, spiders, all the crawling bugs, and we also can take care of your termite problems. You can reach us at 909-887-1862. That's 909-887-1862. That's Cliff's Pest Control, Inc., serving the Inland Empire for over 40 years.
Hi, my name is Don, and I work with my wife Marie. We are holistic health practitioners specializing in magnetic therapy. Got pain, get relief. We are the Got Pain people. The benefits of magnetic therapy are speed up healing time, reduce discomfort and pain, reduce inflammation, detoxify your body, help improve blood flow. Got pain, get relief. We are the Got Pain people. With MD Jar Magnetics, we can be reached at 951-743-6903. We help to relieve pain without the dangerous side effects of drugs. Some of the other benefits of biomagnetism are a safe alternative for the treatment of over 500 ailments, including cancers, chronic back pain, migraines, asthmas, cysts, tumors, acne, arthritis, knee pain, sports injuries, broken bones, high blood pressure, diabetes, fibromyalgia, sciatica, multiple sclerosis, stroke recovery. It also helps reconnect the brain to the nerves. We are located in Yucaipa, and we are the Got Pain people. With MD Jar Magnetics, got pain, get relief. 951-743-6903. Once again, 951-743-6903.
If you own or work at a restaurant, bar, or nightclub, here's an important message to help improve your bottom line. At Starflight Entertainment, we rent professional karaoke DJ systems. The monthly cost is affordable, and Starflight systems are easy to operate. For more information, call me, Rich, or Bev at Starflight Entertainment, 909-797-7291. Starflight karaoke systems have great sound, and Starflight provides a large selection of songs, everything from the 40s to today's latest hits. We at Starflight Entertainment will supply a professional karaoke jockey, or we'll train someone for you. The Starflight system can also be used almost like a jukebox during your slower times. Starflight Entertainment has been in business since 1989, and many bars, restaurants, and clubs have been customers for up to 10 years. Starflight covers San Bernardino, Riverside, Orange, and Los Angeles counties, and we can help improve your business. So remember the name Starflight Entertainment, and remember 909-797-7291.
Starflight Entertainment.
KCAA, where every day is a great day.
If everybody had an ocean across the USA, then everybody'd be served like California.
And our next guest is Jimmy Lee from Big Mike's Roofing and Plumbing. And why is he here? Because it's summertime. That's why you got that song, Summertime.
Oh,
and
okay.
We just thought it'd be fun, right? And Brandon, thank you for doing that. Brandon is our board op, and he is the coolest person. I think of one thing, and that, boom, it's right there.
Who doesn't love Beach Boys? Come on now.
Yeah.
Classic.
That is so true. And Brandon, you know, anytime you want to jump into this conversation, you know, you're more than welcome.
All right.
Okay? All right. And Jimmy Lee, one of the questions I wanted to ask you, and last time we literally ran out of time, all right? And I got to apologize for that. Maybe if we had a 2-hour show, I don't know, maybe 3. How about a 4-hour show? Let's do that, right? Let's do that,
Why
right?
not?
And what I wanted to ask you, right now, this time of year, with so many people putting in swimming pools, and then, you know, the in-ground, and then the round ones that they put up, you know, on top of the ground and stuff, what should they be looking for before that bulldozer comes in to start digging up the dirt and all of this?
Well, that's a good question, and
thank you.
A lot of it depends on, of course, the area. They need to be aware of, you know, their existing sewer, because at times a lot of customers in certain areas are in septic system, and it's in the backyard, or, you know, and that's generally where they want to put the pool. And so you kind of need to know where that runs. And so if the customer is aware of it, they'll call someone like us out there, and we'll locate it. We will find out where they can actually, would be a good spot to put the tank, or their pool, I'm sorry, because the septic system's already there, and so is the leach system. So we need to find that, because the last thing you want to do is have somebody come out and, one, drive over your existing system and destroy it, because we're talking now about, you know, the where all your sewer goes, and so that would be a total nightmare.
I think so.
Yeah. And then, but that's usually the biggest thing. I mean, and of course, you know, they have to take into account, you know, what kind of room they're working with and whatnot. But usually, if you got enough room, you got enough, you know, space in the backyard, it shouldn't be an issue to get it set up nicely. I have a lot of customers that have done exactly what you're talking about, and it's usually not an issue. I mean, unless it's just a very small yard and there's just no room for it. And I'm like, you know, I'm sorry, but you kind of have to choose. You want
which one do you want?
Yeah, you want to go flush your toilets and take showers, or you want to go jump in the pool.
Yeah.
So, but otherwise, yeah, it's usually not that big of a deal.
Now, with that being said, because, you know, I have questions. That's how we all learn. All right, the property isn't big enough for a built-in pool, but it's big enough to get the above-ground pools and blue things that, you know, whatever the correct name of them is.
Yeah.
I call them up pools. That's what I call them. Now, with the sewer line and all of this, and when it comes time that you want to change the water in your up pool, right, that has to go down into that line and through that sewer. How do they take the piping from your above ground pool to drain it down through? Because I don't think you're going to let all this water go in your property.
Usually, for those, I think they would set up kind of like a storm drain in a sense. Because, I mean, we're talking about, you know, just regular water. I mean, for those, you're talking about like the plastic makeshift ones that they would put on top of the grass.
Yeah, them blue color things, or whatever color they are.
So those ain't really the ones that we're gonna have like chlorine in it. So for those, usually, you know, you're filling those up with your hose water. You know, so a lot of people I know, they'll kind of run it into their garden. They will connect it into, like, again, a storm drain that goes right out into the city main, or you know, whatnot. But again, it depends on the system, how big it is. But usually, yeah, for those, it's a little bit different than the bigger built-in, the ground ones with the
the in-ground and all that other jazz. Yeah. And when you're saying with the ones above ground, because I've been seeing a lot of these lately.
Oh, okay.
You know, I don't know if it's the cost or if what, you know, but I've been seeing a lot of these pools through the neighborhoods popping up. And I got my curiosity up, and I says, who to ask? You, right? And so when you're saying about into the drain, right? Now, do they have, and if I sound ridiculous, I'm sorry, guys, but I'm learning.
Oh, no.
Do you have like a hose that would fit from the bottom of the above ground pool that goes right into your drain? Because you didn't want to get it from point A to point B, because you figured, you know, they hold about maybe 50, 60 gallons of water. You don't want that all over your property.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, basically, I mean, it depends. Usually they call us out if they want to do that, if they want to connect like a running water line to it. Otherwise, you know, we don't get those calls. If the customer calls us and it has anything to do with like a pool or a jacuzzi, you know, it's generally to run the PVC pipe or the kind of pipe that needs to connect the water, or take the water if it needs to be drained and then connect it wherever they would like. Whether it's, again, like I said, it's either you're running it into a garden or some type of storm drain, or I mean, it could tap into your main line. I mean, to not say that's not possible either. It just, it's a case by case. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of bizarre because this time of the year, I mean, unless it's something big, we haven't been getting many of those calls lately, you know, for the summertime. So I guess whoever's doing it they're kind of figuring it out on their own.
They figure it out. They go, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So.
Well, I could see. Oh, this would be so funny, right? Can you guys picture this? All right. The wife is gone. She's at work, and the dad is home with the children. Pretend it's a Saturday. All right, that's why Dad's home. All right, and they're in this pool, and there's a leak in the pool. And then when the mom comes home, they're putting the groceries in the house, and the mom looks and she goes, "Where's my garden?" And the son goes, "There it goes, down the drain on the street," right? Because everything let go. I just had this vision in my head. That would be absolutely hysterical.
Yeah.
You know?
And then she's screaming at her husband, "Why don't you call the plumber like I said?" "No, I'll fix it."
Yeah, and what plumber do we have?
Big Mike's Rooter and Plumbing, people. Oh, yes.
One more time.
Big Mike's Rooter and Plumbing Incorporated. Yes.
The best of the best. Yes,
Definitely.
And I know his crew, I know his people, and when they say something got to get done, listen to them, get it done.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times customers will ask me, you've not asked me, but they'll tell me, you gave me a lot of information, and I said, well, I feel like kind of like a doctor in a sense, or at least the way a doctor should be, right? You come in, you're asking questions. I'm going to try to educate you as much as I possibly can. If I can't, one of my guys can. And that way what is going to happen, what could happen. And that way, if it does happen, you're not like, how did this happen? Why didn't anybody tell me? Why didn't I know about this? And usually at least that brutal honesty will establish the trust, and that way, like, you know what? We can at least, even if you have to charge a little bit more or whatever they'll say, like, you guys charge this or that, we know you're going to do it right. We know we can trust what you're saying is the truth. And that's kind of, I think, again, that's why we've been around for so long, because that's just what it's about, relationships and just being honest.
Yeah, because your company now is almost 37 years old. Hello.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Because it's September that it turns 37, isn't it?
Actually, this next month in July will be 36. Yeah.
Okay, I was a year ahead. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Oh, well.
We'll be here for 37. So.
Yeah, and we'll still be here, and we'll talk about 36 on 37, right?
Exactly.
There you go. And then the other thing, now, Rich is going to get kind of into this one, I think, talking about people coming for the holidays, summer holidays, right? Vacations, whatever you want to call them. And they have a 50-foot motor coach. You can hear this mother coming 10 miles away, right? All right, and they are nice enough to pull it on the side of your property, all right? And after a while, with their sinks and their toilets and yada, 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 they got to drain that stuff somewhere. Now, the people that own the property, the relatives, could be nice and ask them to back it out and go somewhere else to do this. But if they cannot go somewhere else, how to do this? How do they get the stuff from their bathrooms down into the main drain? Because I know they have that hose thing that you hook up, but in somebody's property, I don't think they're set up for all of that. What do they do?
Usually, people will have a clean out installed, especially if they do have a mobile home. They have to. So it's a 3 to 4 inch plastic pipe that we connect about a foot off the house, wherever the main sewer line is coming out. And it's good to have anyways, not necessarily because of a mobile home or motorhome, but just in case of an emergency. We install them so that way if there's ever a backup, it doesn't come in your house. You go out there, you pop the cap off, and at least until the plumber arrives, anything you do, it'll come out on the grass or come out on the ground.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because otherwise we're talking about your toilets, your bathtubs are backed up, and usually everything is backing up, and it's nasty. So, even if you want to just kind of save that from happening, it's good to have that. But yeah, they would utilize that to dump into the main city sewer.
Okay, so if my sister ever happens to come out to visit, all right, and she wants, everybody calls it spaghetti sauce, we always called it gravy. If she wants to make her gravy and meatballs, and we're dumping them, we pretend we're eating them, but we're actually dumping them, right? When that has to be cleaned out, I can call you guys and say, get rid of the evidence. You can do that, right?
We're the guys. We're the ones. Yes.
So anything you want to hide, call
Big Mike's Rooter and Plumbing Incorporated at 909-888-8736.
And they are the coolest people to deal with. They really are. And now, talking about all of this, I would like to ask both of you gentlemen, what are you all going to plan for the 4th of July?
Generally every year, I would be going to Bullhead City, Arizona, to visit my relatives.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I've got grandparents and aunt and uncles that live up there, and there's a nice fireworks show. There's actually two, one that's going on at the Indian Reservation at the Avi, and then there's another one that goes off in Laughlin. But I've got a lot of stuff going on right now, so I'm probably not going to get to go. So me and my son will probably have to figure something out. I don't know yet. It's weird because it's only next week, and usually I'm really prepared by now.
How about Yucaipa?
There we go. Now we get now.
Yeah, there you
luckily,
go.
I got one more.
There you go. Yeah, definitely. My father, he lives in Yucaipa as well, so definitely.
So come on up. It's only up the road.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
and then also, if you want a good barbecue, what is the best barbecue place we have up there?
Ooh, what's the best barbecue? I think a lot of people might say Hickory Ranch.
You got it.
Is that the one?
Yes. Yeah. And they have really good barbecue.
Yeah.
And what I like about barbecue, call me weird, I don't like all the sauce on it, and all the sugar and all of that. I want to taste the meat. But the way with the coals that they use, and you get that good cold,
like the
smoky feeling. Yeah, and that's what I love about good barbecue. Yeah.
Definitely.
But they got it going on.
We also have an Angus McCurdy's.
Oh yeah.
I know you have an Angus McCurdy's in Redlands, I believe, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't been in there, so I really can't say anything about
It's
them.
the tri-tip, correct?
Yeah.
It's good.
It's great.
Yeah. Me and my son's been there a few times. Because that's all they pretty much sell is tri-tip, right? So, yeah, my son loves the steak, so definitely had to try that out. But no, it's really good as well.
Yeah, so try it, and it's really neat. And then we have lovely shops you can shop in if you like to shop before, everything gets going on and what have you. And then if your son is old enough to have a beer, as you say, a beer, right? And then up the road after the fireworks and stuff, you have that Bukaipa. And they really got it going on up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, it's a nice place to hang out.
Yeah, no, it's definitely. I love going up there when I can. On the weekends, we'll go up to K's, Capachetto Cafe.
Great place.
Great place. Love all the, of course, all the bakery goods, stuff that she makes from scratch. So that's always nice because you can't really get that, very often, at least not in this area where they make it from scratch. So it depends on me, of course, what you're into, but whether it's the biscuits or pancakes or, whatever's your favorite thing.
We really have some amazing places in Yucaipa. Sometimes they're kind of a secret, and we need to get them out.
We will, little by little bit. Yeah. Sometimes it's nice to keep a secret a little bit longer, and it's like you have that little special stone in your hand, and you just want to hang on to it before you tell the universe about it.
Yeah, because I know when I actually, a couple of years ago, my father first took me to K's, speaking of, letting the secret out, but when we went there, we were getting ready to go on a bike little trip. We were taking our motorcycles out, but we went there for breakfast, and it was the first time I ever been there, and I was like, oh man, this is really great. But then I've been going there for years since, and it seems like the word is getting out, because if you go there on the weekend, I mean, there's people outside, there's people
waiting everywhere.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to stop, because everyone, it's great that they're getting business and the word's getting out, but it's one of those situations like, why you guys got to be here?
Yeah, go away.
Exactly. I got to wait for how long?
Yes, and I hate that. But the secret about if you have to make a reservation, do you know the big secret about that? Okay, if I tell you, you promise you can't tell nobody.
Okay, but
okay?
I'm going to try my
I mean, nobody.
Nobody.
Right? All right, here's the secret, guys. Now, if you want to make a reservation, let's say for a Friday night, don't call on Thursday. Don't call on Friday. No. You call Monday. Monday's the slowest day. So they're going to take more time. And then if you go in, to do the reservation, or you called for the reservation, you're going to get the best table come that Friday night or Saturday night.
It's good to know.
Yeah. So do it a week early. Okay, but don't tell nobody.
I won't.
Okay? Okay. There you go. That's how you do that. And then the other thing that I would like to ask both of you. Well, we'll start with you, Jimmy Lee.
Okay.
With the town that you live in, you've been there for quite a while.
Yeah.
Right? Is there one special 4th of July or one thing special that happened in that town that you will never forget?
And we're talking about in San Bernardino?
Where you live.
Okay. Special. I don't know if, to me it was, I'll never forget it. I don't really know if it's a good special though, but I guess I can share it with y'all.
Okay.
Anyways, it was 4th of July, the fireworks just got over. So I went inside my house and was kind of getting to that point of resting, and all of a sudden I hear this boom. And I'm like, what? And because I kind of fell asleep. And so I go to look out the window, and I have in my yard, I have a big gate. It's a steel bar gate that goes around the whole yard. It's one of those like rollout gates, and a truck had ran through my gate.
No way.
Yeah, and knocked it over. And when I went out there was nobody in the truck. The people were gone. They took off. And so I'm like, what? And everyone's running out, and because people are still out there lighting fireworks, and they're like, yeah, they took off running that way, and it was crazy. Yeah. So that sticks. I know it's probably a bad story to tell, but
no, it's an interesting story. Now I want to ask part 2. Well, what did you get your fence fixed and everything eventually? Did it all work out at the end?
It was the weirdest thing, because it kind of taught me a lot about what happens in a situation like that. Because so the authorities showed up, and they got a tow truck. They dragged it out, and they asked me what happened. I told them, and then that was it. They left, and we basically just had to kind of report it to our insurance, or to kind of get some help, because that was it. I never heard anything ever about it again. I was like, this is weird. I thought maybe, being the fact that it was my house, I would have heard a bit more, or got some information or something, but no. So we took care of it, and then it's like anything else in life, you just kind of laugh about it and you move on.
There you go.
Yes.
So. And you said the right word when you report it, and then you call your insurance company. All right? I'm going to jump in with this. Our insurance company is Farmers Insurance. And we had them for umpteen thousand trillion years. I think when we're still the Flintstones walking around with them big sticky thingies that we had, right? And Violet and Ben, and them are our agents. And it's always good, especially this time of year. We were just talking about this a little while ago. Double check your insurance policies. If you're going on holiday somewhere, and somebody is renting out your house while you're on holiday, the swimming pool, whatever it is, just take a couple of minutes, call your insurance agent, whomever he or she is, and make sure you're covered for everything from A to Z.
Yeah.
And definitely. It's good. And like you were covered, and bada bing, bada boom, you were all right.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, definitely.
There you go.
Yeah. So I wish I would have told a better story, but
no, I like that story.
It was the first thing that popped into my head, and I'll never forget it. So it's just like, what? Why not? Hey, now everybody knows.
And then another thing that just crossed my mind, because I just looked at the clock, and I will ask you that question that I asked him in a few minutes. What about market night? What's going on with our market nights? Does anybody know?
In Yucaipa or in San Bernardino?
Well, why don't we try Yucaipa first?
Well, we actually have a market night every Friday night. We do it up until this weekend. This is the very last weekend. Actually, tomorrow is our very last weekend. We used to do it all summer long, but what we would see is we'd see attendance start to taper off towards the end. People kind of, I think they wanted to try or do something else. And so we decided to do the market night all the way up until the 4th of July weekend.
That's good.
And it's great. It's successful. There are a lot of people up there. It's great. Same area as the new Performing Arts Theater.
Right
so
up the hill
every Friday night, unfortunately, this Friday is the last one. It's from 6 to 9.
I'm going to have to pop over there just because.
Yeah.
You know?
This year they did a themed market night. So they would do it based on, I think last week was about off-roading. And the week before that was about, I think it was cowboy, kind of country. And then
okay,
just different themes. I think they did one about wine. It was about wine.
Oh, there you go. That's a good one. Yes, and we just and the new wine bar just opened up not too long ago.
Yes, they have a wine tasting room, and then they have a local winery who just opened up a wine bar. Yes,
nice.
And it's a nice. Yeah. And what about your neck of the woods, Jimmy Lee?
I think they do a market night over off of that would be Highland, over there by the old Pacific Park. I'm not entirely sure. I want to say, I could be wrong, I think it's on a Tuesday. I mean, it's crazy because I grew up going to the one in Redlands on Thursday, and that was more so because I had relatives that sell over there. So I just kind of got used to that one being the one I go to. But just driving through Highland from time to time, I would look over and see them set up over there. So yeah, I'm not too sure because it's not a very big parking lot where they do it at. But I mean, it's nice that they do it. Of course, it's nice that anybody comes out and does these types of things because you never know what you're going to get, whether it's the food or someone out there trying to. Because I know we've been out at different market nights, like the one in Redlands before. Our company has been out there trying to, spread the word and, connect, make more relationships with people that are, like, oh, I could have used you. I just had a problem. Or, we hear that all the time. I had so-and-so out and they charged me this and I wasn't happy about it and da-da-da-da. And like, well, for future, here you go.
Right. This is the number to call.
Yeah.
And at that point, why don't you bump out your contact information?
Okay. Well, again, with Big Mike's Rooter and Plumbing Incorporated, and the telephone number is 909-888-8736. And besides that, we are on pretty much every social network, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're all over the place. So.
And one more time, address, hours, and the phone and number.
268 West Cluster Street, San Bernardino. And the hours of operation, we're 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So call anytime. We do free estimates. And sometimes it's best just to get a second opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm telling you, you could be saved.
Big time.
Big time.
Big time.
Definitely.
And hey, your phone number, Jimmy Lee.
Oh yeah. One more time. 909-888-8736.
Right, and real quick before we leave, because we got a couple of minutes left here. Also talking about Yucaipa, yes, our hometown. Talking about new shops is that we have the Big Five in there now. Big Five Sporting Goods. Hello. And we did their grand opening and all of this, and it was a lot of fun. They have sales going on like holy Toledo. You must see these sales. And they have a new one now. The one I have in my hand is going to be ending tomorrow. Tomorrow picks up another one. That's going to be on for 5 days, and then the third one is going to be right behind it. And they're going bang, 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 bang. All 4th of July. And I'm going to tell you, you want to get some good stuff, your tennies, whatever you need, hit the Big Five, guys. I'm going to tell you, you're going to be happy. And on Facebook tomorrow, I'll talk a little bit more about that. And gentlemen, thank you so much for being on the air. And Jimmy, one more time.
Big Mike's Rooter and Plumbing Incorporated, 909-888-8736.
And Mr. Mayor, what would you like to say right at the end?
Oh, Al, there was so much. There's so many things going on in Yucaipa. Come on out. We have the concert series starting the Sunday after the 4th of July. We have The Answer coming out, playing a concert. It's great. They do a great job. We have all of our events. Come on out. Movies in the park. We have just go onto our website and you will find so many activities to do.
We will do that.
I don't have enough time to explain everything. But
we'll get it. All right, well, gentlemen, thank you so much, and happy 4th of July to everybody. We have to say it now because next week when we're back, it's going to be over with, right? Wherever you go, be safe, be happy, and we'll talk to you next week, same time, same station. Ciao, everybody.
Time that I saw you, you had sparkles in your eyes. It was unbelievable how you had me hypnotized. I knew from that moment you were the one for me. Thank God above, you know you're setting me free. I'm living in paradise, yeah. Living in paradise when I'm with you. Living in paradise, you're my dream come true.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now 102.3 FM.
I'm Tom Busby, CNBC. Walgreens, Rite Aid, and CVS lost a collective $11 billion in value just today. That's after Amazon made almost looking to disrupt now the pharmacy industry. It's paying $1 billion for the online pharmacy pill pack, which pre-sorts your prescription medications and delivers them right to your door. Despite shares of those drugstore chains and pharmacy benefit managers tanking, there was a rebound in bank and tech shares, and the Dow rose 98 points, the NASDAQ today up 58. Strong earnings after the bell from Nike, thanks to the first increase in sales in the U.S. in a year, thanks to a partnership, in large part, with Amazon. U.S. economic growth a little bit slower than forecast in the first quarter. That's because post-Christmas consumer spending was the weakest in 5 years. But if you need some new clothes right now, head to H&M, the fast fashion chain trying to unload $4 billion worth of unsold inventory. So it's slashing prices. Tom Busby, CNBC.
This is John Greenhut, and if your teeth are stained from cough, Power Swabs is the answer. In 5 minutes, you'll see 2 shades whiter teeth, and in 7 days, 6 shades. Even better, there's no messy strips or trays that you'll have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes, and you're done. To try Power Swabs, call 1-800-679-0969. Your bright white smile will have your friends talking about how great you look. Try it risk-free. 1-800-679-0969. That's 1-800-679-0969.
Results may vary, not a solicitation for legal services. If you owe the IRS back taxes, payroll taxes, or have not filed your returns, the IRS will get you. They can take your property, take you to court, even put you in jail. With one call to Wall, you'll never need to talk to the IRS again. Our average client settles for about 10% of what is owed. We offer free face-to-face consultations in your local area. Call 800-727-0433. That's 800-727-0433.
This is Joe Lyons. Guardian Jet Center honors America now in its 242nd year as the world's leading democracy.
242 years ago, a small group of men changed the course of American history. One of those men was Samuel Chase, a lawyer and politician from Maryland. A big, boisterous man with a fiery temper and outspoken opinions, Chase had been involved in politics all his life. He was the most aggressive anti-British leader in Maryland and persuaded the Maryland legislature to vote in favor of independence. After the Revolution, he served in Congress and as Chief Judge of the General Court of Maryland. President George Washington later appointed him to the Supreme Court, where he participated in some of the most important early decisions of the court. On Independence Day 2018, we remember Samuel Chase of Maryland, who signed the Declaration of Independence and became a founder of our American Republic.
Today, Guardian Jet Center salutes the American way of life. Guardian, the most advanced fixed-base operator at the Ontario International Airport, redefines the expectations of the general aviation business traveler, one client at a time. Single-engine or cabin-class aircraft give Guardian the opportunity to enhance the customer experience. Happy birthday, America, from Guardian Jet Center, the gateway to Southern California.
It's time to make the Tri-City Center in Redlands a regular part of your weekly shopping experience. Tri-City is home to a wide assortment of quality businesses, including the all-new Ocean Aquatics. Check out their variety of exotic tropical fish, along with fish food, accessories, and tanks of all shapes and sizes. The Tri-City Center is located just off of Alabama and the Tennessee exits in Redlands. Visit the Tri-City Center today and find out why it's called the Mall with a Heart.
Hi, this is Dr. Marissa, and I'd like you to get balanced with me on a show that has no gossip. It's a show about hope and happiness. So there's no gossip, no scandal, and no K-words. Instead, I want you to focus on your own reality show and how you can be happy 88% of the time. And you're listening to KCAA Radio AM 1050, FM 102.3, FM 106.5, and streaming on KCAAradio.com.
Do you want exposure for your business or organization? Check out Digital Network Advertising. Digital Network Advertising is where businesses display your ad inside their building. You can choose your marketing sites or jump on the DNA system and advertise with all participants. Your slide holds the virtual billboard for 14 seconds and is displayed 3 times an hour. It's a novel way to be seen, be discovered, and to be remembered. Digital Network Advertising with networks in Redlands and Yucaipa. Call 909-222-9293 for introductory pricing. That's 909-222-9293.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the greatest real estate investment show ever. Here's the flip-flop investor himself, Todd Bayer.
Hey everyone, how we doing out there today? This is the Flip-Flop Investor Show, and I am your host, Todd Bayer, the Flip-Flop Investor himself. For those of you that are unfamiliar with us, we get together every week and talk about real estate investing. Here in the Inland Empire, I usually bring on a guest who has some kind of experience in real estate, and we talk about what they do, what got them into this crazy world, and maybe they throw in some surprises or two. I don't know. We'll find out. But today, I have a guest of ours. His name is Caesar Roldan. How you doing, Caesar?
I am well. Thank you, Todd.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you're well. Caesar, I will put out there right now, is going to be the host of the Inland Empire Real Estate Investment Club Cash Flow Game, which is typically going to be on the first Wednesday of every month at the Round Table Pizza in Highland. But because the first Wednesday of July is the 4th of July, we're actually going to do it the following Tuesday in July. So that's July 11th.
July 11th, 6 p.m.
6 p.m., and that'll be at the Round Table out in Highland. So for those of you that have never played Cash Flow, this is a board game created by Robert Kiyosaki. And, if anybody out there has heard of Robert Kiyosaki, he's the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which there are just so many people I know in this industry who read that book, and that was like the catalyst to get them into real estate investing in the first place. So, and I know you're one of the people, too. You read Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Sure did.
But you were doing like commodities trading at that time.
Back in the days, yes.
Yeah, so a little different, but I mean, similar, right? Buy low, sell high. Isn't that the idea? It's that simple, folks. There you go. We're done for the day. Buy low, sell high. So Robert Kiyosaki invented this board game called Cash Flow, where the idea is you're a rat and you're trying to get out of the rat race, and you're playing this game, and it starts you off with like a profession. So you're a doctor, or you're an airline pilot.
I like to be the janitor.
The janitor's the best one, because you always win if you're the janitor for some weird reason.
You have a higher chance of winning, yes.
Yes, you do. But you also have to play your cards right, of course. But Caesar, you've played the game a bunch of times,
yes,
right? So you know how to play it, and so the idea is to kind of get people to think outside the box. Mm-hmm. Most people buy houses. They think the way to buy a house is to, put down cash, get a mortgage loan on it, and there it is. You bought a house. But that's one way, and there's so many other ways to buy houses. Right. So cash flow helps you kind of realize some of those non-standard, non-traditional ways of buying houses.
Yeah, there's just so many different strategies that you can implement to get into a house. So
yeah, and so when you play, this will be because you kind of hosted it last month. Mm-hmm. But you kind of co-hosted it with Lisa.
Right.
So this month you're going to be kind of doing it solo, right?
Correct.
So, what sort of strategies, or how do you teach the game or play the game differently than how Lisa played it?
Well, one of the things is that we have to understand that the game is a educational tool.
It is.
And to use it as such, we have to make sure that people are understanding that that's what it is. One of the biggest things about the game is whatever car you drive. The car that you drive now, you never noticed it before you purchased it out on the road. But once you bought it, it's like you see it at every corner. You've seen it every time you were driving. So that's what the game does. It actually begins to allow you to see a lot of the opportunities, strategies, and real estate investing. So we want people to walk away from the game knowing and understanding that it's a tool. It's an educational tool.
And it's fun too. You know, I mean,
it is fun.
And I mean, I don't know. I love Round Table Pizza. That's kind of like my kryptonite. I love pizza. So
yeah,
you know. But yeah, you get some food, and you know, for those of you that like beer, they got some beer there. You know, so it's kind of fun. It's just a little adult game night in a way. You know, I guess you could bring your kids, but
you can, because they do have a children's section in there. But we are going to be having our own private room, so it's going to be really good. The line is going to be a lot better, and the acoustics is going to be great. So it's going to be good.
Acoustics are important. We found that out because you went to the coffee thing last Saturday, and we've been through a few different coffee places.
Yeah.
And you know, it's cool and hip to have like polished concrete floors and like nothing on your walls and just huge giant windows.
Yeah.
But what that creates is a very echoey room.
Yes.
And it's like impossible to hear anybody when you have like 20 people in the room. It's
right.
You know, so I think they probably have carpet in this room, and there's probably stuff on the walls to kind of minimize any echo. So that'll be a good environment for playing the game. So it is a tool. I know that we've gone through the game a bunch of different times where, you start off with these small deals and you're trying to do these little things and maybe get presented with a stock opportunity or something like that, which don't take those. That's not how the game's designed. But we, eventually people start getting kind of more gutsy and they start playing the big deals, and that's where you really start getting out of the rat race faster. So it's, I don't know, it's fun. I've played it a few times. You've probably played it more times than I have, honestly.
Okay.
But it's a fun game, and we're going to be there. I'll be there July 11th.
Oh, cool.
That's my plan anyway, unless anything changes. But I'm putting it out there live on the radio now, so now I got to go.
Hold you accountable, of course.
Yeah. So I guess let's kind of change pace a little bit. That's the cash flow game. We'll talk about all the other events we got going on later on, but. I kind of want to talk about you. Like, who is Cesar Roldan? Like, what got you here? We were, you were doing commodities trading, so you were kind of already doing something outside of the box. Like, what got you into real estate after that?
Well, I mean, who Cesar Roldan is, I actually have to take it way back to my childhood.
Okay, go back to childhood. I like this.
I was born in Mexico, and one of the most courageous people that I know is my mom.
Okay.
Because I was about 8 years old. My sister was 4 years old, and my mom actually left the country, left us behind with our grandparents, and she came out here looking for a better opportunity for us. And a year later, she came back. She picked us up right on my birthday to come back to the U.S. after she had a job, and she had an apartment, and she was living here with my dad. So it was. So then we came back over here a year later. Now, I use that example or go back that far because that taught me to adapt. Coming here without knowing the language, without knowing the culture, without a whole different country, it was all we had to do was adapt. I don't even remember the transition of learning the English language.
Really,
it just we just had to.
Yeah.
So we did, and that just taught us to do that. Early on, my parents were actually flippers, but not property flippers. What they would do is they would go on the other side of the tracks, if you may, and buy a lot of baby stuff at yard sales.
Okay.
They would buy cribs and strollers and high chairs and things like that. They will bring it into the house. We will clean it up. We will make it spotless, and then we'll go to another neighborhood and sell them. So for 3 weeks, we'll buy and clean, and 1 week out of the month, we'll actually sell.
Yeah.
And we'll be flipping. We'll be making about $3,000 a weekend, which was pretty good for the family.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
I think I might get out of what I'm doing.
Right?
I might start doing this.
If we would have kept doing that, we probably would have ended up with the storage wars. You know, buying storages and doing all that stuff because that's what we were doing.
Hey, I know a guy with a truck, man. We could get this going.
Right. So that began to teach me the entrepreneur skills and stuff of dealing with people, buying stuff at a discounted, and in a sense, flipping it. So how we got into real estate was that for the last 10 years, we've been building a church, a local church. We've been co-building it, and we've doing the outreaches, being in schools, giving away backpacks, giving away food and groceries, and giving away bikes and toys for Christmas and things like that. Those were all good, but it's just not enough. There's so much need in the Inland Empire and San Bernardino that it just wasn't enough. Tithes and offerings wasn't covering all the needs of the community has.
Right. Yeah.
So watching TV and seeing these numbers of people flipping homes and seeing the profit that they could potentially make. We're like, we don't need much to live off of, but our community needs a lot. So we decided to get into real estate. We started studying. We started looking into it. We bought a program. That program opened up our eyes, introduced us to the cash flow game. And now that we're learning, we're eager to teach and, take people on the same journey that we're taking to financial freedom.
So yeah, that was the quick story, I guess, right there. So you grew up you grew up in San Bernardino?
Actually, when we first came, we came to Redlands.
Okay.
We lived in Redlands, then we went to Loma Linda, then we went to Highland, and then San Bernardino. Yeah.
Okay. And so you went to high school in San Bernardino?
Right.
Yeah.
San Gregorio High.
San Gregorio.
Spartans, yes.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, we played them a couple times, in high school.
Probably lost, right? Yeah.
No way. I don't think we ever lost. Yeah. So so you grew up here. What was your plan after high school? When you were in high school, what were your goals at that point in life?
Didn't have any. Got out of high school. I'm the oldest out of four. And, being the oldest and my parents being immigrants to this country, there wasn't that much aspiration other than just go to school, get good grades, and when you get older and you become a professional, you buy me a house. That's what my parents will tell us, right? So we really didn't have much aspirations of what we wanted to do. After I got out of high school, I opened up a business. So I was a photographer. I did photography for a long time and did the studio thing, did the gigs, quinceañeras, weddings, and things like that. So that's what we wanted to do. We opened up a business that went on for 2 years. And then I had my daughter. My daughter was born. Then I decided, I need to go back to school. Went for my bachelor's degree, and actually I stopped halfway through it. Okay. And just kind of disappeared, started working warehouse jobs and things like that. And after I got married with my now wife, got settled down. I went back to finish my degree. Been building the church for 10 years. Actually, that was probably the most committed thing I ever did, right? Was building the church. And now we just said, we built a foundation of character, of integrity, and discipline. So now we can actually branch off into a solid business, and that's what we're doing now.
So, and you got inspired by watching one of the shows on TV, right? The Flip or Flop show.
Flip or Flop, yeah.
Yeah, the Tarek and Christina show. For those
Correct.
people, that have never seen it. I don't know. There's so many people that have seen these shows, but I guess some people have never seen these or heard of them. But
right.
So yeah, on these shows, they flip houses, and so
right.
and they're based out of Yorba Linda. So
Yorba Linda, yeah.
So they've actually done stuff kind of all in the Inland Empire.
I seen an ad from Tarek saying that he's looking for investment properties here in San Bernardino. So I was like, okay, so something is happening out here.
Yeah, he's got something on Facebook right now. I saw floating around the other day.
Yeah.
So you saw a show on TV. Did you just happen to catch it, or what?
No, we had been watching it for a while. We had been seeing a lot of these shows. The one in Texas too, another couple out there who's doing flips like that too. But we had been seeing them, and it was just casual. We just looked at seeing the rehab of a home and reviving a neighborhood and things like that. But it really opened up the opportunity in the mind to say, that's possible for us. We can do that. So
then what did you do? What was the next step after seeing these shows on TV? Because I know there's a lot of people I've talked to. They've seen the shows. They would love to do it, but
right.
I mean, what's the next logical step? What did you do after you saw this to start working this direction?
So the first thing I did is we got the internet, so I started searching.
Okay.
I started reading. I started watching videos. I started seeing how true those numbers were, and just by doing research, as I was doing my research, I bumped into Rich Dad Poor Dad, its coaching program.
Okay.
And I was familiar with that because I had read the book in the past, and that's the only two things that I can think of that really made sense. So okay, I read the book. Now there's this coaching program along with the game, and it was almost like, the heavens opened up and said, oh, this is happening. So I put all ones together, and I was like, okay, let me dig deeper into that, and just researching it, reading, studying more about it.
And you ended up going to the coaching program. You ended up going a seminar.
No, we actually purchased it online. And what that was, it was a weekly group session with a coach for about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Sometimes it went up to 3 hours. But they also gave you the materials. They gave you a bunch of study work that you would kind of study the material and then review it with the coach. and then they kind of guarantee you that you will get into your first investment property within a year.
Wow.
So, open up a lot of possibilities for us.
And did they have you been doing it for a year now, or like how long have you been doing it?
I'm almost at a year now. I think we're like 3 months apart.
And have you gotten a deal yet?
No, but what we did do is we actually got the opportunity to rent out our primary residence.
Okay.
So we didn't buy a house yet, but we did have, I guess, the mind change to understand that we can rent out our primary home and be able to make cash flow off of that, and we are.
So that's good. It's kind of a deal,
yeah,
and kind of a cash flow, sort of type of deal. So that's cool.
So I can say that I'm an investor now.
Yeah, of course you can. I mean, anybody at any time in their life can just say I'm an investor and start working that way. That's kind of how I did it. I had read Rich Dad Poor Dad as well, and I think there was something in that book that said like you have to own what you're doing, so you have to start introducing yourself to people as a real estate investor, and so I don't know if it was that book or not. It might have been another one, but. Yeah, I just started telling people like I'm a real estate investor. That's what I do. And even though I had never done anything and didn't know anything about what I was doing, but I just kind of started calling myself that, and now it's a reality. So but now I want to call myself something else because I'm more than just a real estate investor now. But So going through the coaching program, and this isn't like a sales pitch for them or anything because. I have some hesitations about like mentor programs, coaching programs, because there's usually a pretty high price point to get into these things, and and they're they can make you feel like you're gonna get something out of it, but in reality, you may not actually end up getting something out of it. Right. So it's it requires a lot of effort. Obviously, you have to work your butt off to actually get a deal. It is a full-time job.
Yes,
and I'm kind of curious what you think, like how beneficial were those like mentor like gatherings and when you got together with the group?
It was very beneficial because not knowing much about real estate and how to invest in real estate, it just really broadened our horizon. It expanded our borders in that sense of being able to see the possibility of what we had already imagined. Now they gave us specific steps to take towards that goal. So yeah, I mean they preach a lot on the 100-10-3-1. Look at 100 properties, make 10 offers, 3 will be accepted, you buy 1.
Okay.
So that principle there really got us to where we're at today.
Now, have you looked at 100 properties yet?
Oh, over 100 properties, yeah.
And then, so, like, writing offers, have you written a bunch of offers too?
Yes.
And
we've been writing offers.
Still haven't gotten 3 accepted, or?
Well, see, the thing is that where the market's at right now, what they tell you to do is to do that so that you can buy your investment property. So we actually shifted from buying and holding to wholesaling.
Okay.
So, but originally we were doing that, and they teach you. They don't specifically say the 1%, but they teach you that for every $100,000 that you purchase, you should be able to rent out for $1,000. Well, that doesn't apply to our market. It may apply somewhere else, but not here in California.
Right.
So we had to shift that and not follow that because it didn't apply to us here. So we needed to change our strategy.
So you started coming to the club.
Yes.
The Inland Empire Real Estate Investment Club, and that's where we met.
Right.
You started coming maybe 4 months ago, something like that?
Yeah, it's been about 4.5 months ago.
Okay. Yeah, and you came, and I guess we sort of pride ourselves on freedom of information, where it's like we give freely. We don't and everybody in the group is supposed to be there to kind of help everybody else prop them up and everything.
Yes.
Have you partnered with anybody else from the group yet?
From the group, no. Well, yeah, actually with Tyler. I've spoken to Tyler, and we've talked quite a bit with Tyler. I've shot him some what I thought might be a good deal to submit an offer and things like that, and he's been very great with just responding back. So Tyler, but in your group, I met Zach Oles, and he's from Cal American Homes in Claremont, and he's actually an agent / investor who has helped me tremendously to understand more of how to find the numbers, how to fine tune all of that stuff. So.
That's good. And so far, what are you like working like? What's your day-to-day look like?
Well, I have a full-time job, which I'm a
I didn't know that.
substitute teacher at the San Bernardino School District.
Oh, cool.
So during the summer days, which we are in today, I'm just substituting my day job for my investment job.
Yeah.
And so I would need to get something routinely going between now and I go back to school, so that when I get back to school, all I'm doing is just following up.
Right.
But my day-to-day job right now is really just looking for those deals. So we're doing a lot of cold calling. We're doing a lot of driving for dollars, looking for those discounted properties, and we're just calling. We don't have a lot of money to invest in like letters and banner signs and things like that. So all we're doing is just calling. So just a lot of grind.
Yeah, and that's but that's really what it boils down to. Most of the people that I know that get the best deals are out knocking on doors and making phone calls. So you're doing the right thing. It's just a matter of keeping with it, I guess. Just keep doing it.
Yeah.
So you like a day to day. Like let's kind of like break it down to an even like more finite sort of thing.
Sure.
Like, or not finite, but I don't know, whatever. Segments. I don't know.
More detailed.
Like you wake up, you have breakfast. What do you like? Is that like? Do you start like right away? You just jump right into it. You get on the computer and.
No, that's actually a bad practice to do.
Oh, yeah?
Because one of the things I want to do is teach people the aha moments and to recognize those aha moments. I wasn't a morning person.
Okay.
I don't know about you, but 6 o'clock in the morning to me was painful.
Okay.
Right? But now, earlier you were talking about when somebody tells you to do something, you kind of procrastinate because that's not what you want to do. That's what you've been told to do.
Exactly.
But when you find out what you need to do and you want to do that, no one has to tell you what to do. So for the last, month and a half, I've been getting up at 4:30 in the morning.
Wow.
4:30 in the morning, I do a devotional, I meditate, I pray, and then right after that, I go into reading my Bible.
Okay.
So about 5:30, I'm done. And then I go take a shower, get ready as if I'm starting my day. My commute now, instead of going to work and commuting, now my wife and I are actually working out. So we go for about an hour and we work out.
Nice.
So so our commute is exchanged now for workout. So about 7:30 now, I'm jumping in the shower, getting my coffee, doing that, and then just going into the office. So by 8:15, I'm in the office getting ready to work.
Okay.
So in the office, I'm in there, and because the night before, I already planned out what I'm going to do, and I call from 8 to 10.
Okay.
I'm making phone calls because that's about what time people are there. From 10 to about 12, I'm actually getting more leads, trying to find more leads. Then I go to lunch. Then I come back, and I actually don't do much of the investment during that middle of the day. But then from 6 to 8 p.m. is when I'm calling again. Okay. I actually get more results in my phone calls between 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. than I do in the morning.
Sure, more people are home.
Yep.
It just makes sense.
Yep.
So, okay, so then you're kind of lining up the next day.
Right.
So you can start it all over again.
Exactly.
And do it again. And if I'm hearing you right, you're taking 2 showers in the morning.
No. That was before. When I was going to work, I was taking a shower before I went to work. But now it's after my workout.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, so good. You're not wasting water.
No, I'm not. We're on a well up there. And we're on a well, so it's all good.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. So, okay, it's definitely the recipe for success. It's actually, it's important to sort of treat it like a job.
Yes.
And actually schedule the things out during the day. A lot of people out there don't realize how important it is to do that stuff. Yes. Because you just think like, I'm self-employed. I'm going to go down to the beach today now, and I'm going to work from the beach. But that doesn't work.
Right.
You're going to be distracted by the beach. There's a lot going on there. So
yeah, when you have a job, you work your 8 hours, 6 to 8 hours or whatever. And then people like to call themselves self-employed or I'm an entrepreneur, right? And really don't understand that you're exchanging like a 6 to 8 hour job for like a 14, 20 hour job work. But people really got to take it seriously. And when you're self-employed, your boss is your time. You have to consider it as such.
Yeah, and I agree with you 100% about that. You do have to honor your time, and it's sometimes it's tough, but setting those strict things, you say like, no, I don't have meetings unless it's between whatever 10 and 2. Like it could be your time.
Yeah,
that's my time to do lunch and whatever.
Yes.
So it's important to kind of segment your day out that way. I'm glad you already have it and you have it memorized. Some people have to like look at a calendar, which means they're not really doing it.
Yeah.
But they so that's good. You're doing the calling in the morning, And when you're calling these people, what sort of leads are you tracking down right now?
So we created a bird dog program, which is a referral program for leads. So if somebody finds a distressed property, a boarded up property, they'll shoot me the address and a picture. Once they do that, then I look it up, and what we're using is Property Radar. I go through Property Radar, and that gives me the opportunity to not only look up the property details, but a lot of times allows me to skip trace the owner.
Okay.
So I'm calling them, and that's how we're creating a lot of our leads right now. So we're doing our own driving for dollars, and then we have other people driving for dollars.
So if somebody out there listening right now knows about a house that needs a lot of work, they could call you? Or
Please call me.
Okay. What are they going to call? How are they going to call you? What's your phone number?
Well, they can call me at 909-362-2877. That is actually my direct number. It doesn't get saturated right now, so it's okay to call. Or just text that number. Text the address and a picture and your name. And I will actually update you as we go. So as soon as I call, whatever I find out, if the owner's there, if they didn't answer, if they did answer, I sent you actually a picture of the update that I put in my system.
Okay.
Back to the lead.
Okay, and then I'm gonna ask the question that all of them are probably thinking in their minds out there, and that is, how do they know they're going to get paid, and what are they going to get paid?
Yeah. So this is part of the integrity, because there's no official contract or anything, but I'm a man of my word. That's one of my affirmations every morning, that I am honest, with integrity, and a man of my word. So when a deal does go through and it's your lead, you will get paid. So the way we are paying that is we're actually paying $500 for your first lead, and we don't want you to just leave it at that. So what we do is, on your next lead, you're actually going to get $750.
Wow.
On your third lead, you get $1,000. On your fourth lead, you get $1,250. On your fifth lead, you'll get $1,500, and then you'll stay at $1,500 from there.
Okay, so 5 deals.
Deals.
That's all I got to bring you. Get some $1,500 coming my way. Hey, that sounds good. Yeah. I can think of a lot of houses that I see on my drive home every day.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people listening out there, they probably see them too. It's that one house that, they got nothing but weeds in the front yard, or maybe they have nothing but dirt in the front yard, and, maybe some weeds would actually be nice, just have some greenery.
Yeah.
But yeah, they, I see these houses all the time. And, me as an investor, I don't do what you do. I don't currently, I don't cultivate my own leads anymore.
Right.
I'm not going and knocking on doors anymore. I'm not making the phone calls. Other people are doing that stuff now, and because I have other things I have to do, so it's but I kind of miss it. I miss that stuff too. Even though I never really did much of it, because I always recognized I was not that good at it. I've never been great at talking to sellers, because I have a very business-oriented mind, and so for me it was always tough to go through the 1 hour process of getting to know them, and you have to ask all these questions about the painting on the wall that oh, that's an amazing picture. Where were you guys when you get this picture taken?
Building that report.
I want to get right down to it. I'm more of a brass tacks kind of guy, so it was I was never great at it. So I was from the very beginning, I always hired people to find the deals for me. So I had realtors looking for me. I had wholesalers out finding deals, bird dogs, just like you're talking about. And the searching I would do would be deals that were on the MLS. And I've bought more houses from banks than than actual people, because when you buy it from a bank, they're just all about the numbers too. So all they care about is, can you actually close, and is it a price we're willing to live with?
You leave the emotion aside.
Exactly.
Focus on the numbers.
Yep. And so there was definitely a heyday for those types of deals. That was the 2009 through 2014 period, where the bank deals were the best ones out there. But right now, the best deals are being brought in are from sellers that they might have bought the home in 2009, like you were saying earlier, and they've got equity in it, but the house is still a piece of junk. And so, because they never did anything with it from 2009 when they bought it. So those are where a lot of the deals are coming from right now. Either that, or something that somebody's owned a long time. Maybe mom and dad owned it, and mom and dad have passed away, and the kids are now trying to sell it. Those are some of the better deals we're getting. But oh my God, these ones are the worst. We've bought some terrible houses lately.
we have a deal right now in 29 Palms that is just it's a piece of work.
What's wrong with it?
Everything.
Okay.
Everything's wrong with it.
It's not even there. It's just it's just a piece of dirt.
Well, actually, it's more like just a piece of concrete slab, and it has walls on it. But people are just, I think, hesitant right now to construct. The deal's good, but it's just the project is what's gonna be a few months that people are kind of shying away from it. And plus, it's a 29 Palms.
Sure.
Where's that?
Well, it's out in the low desert.
Yeah.
It's a little ways out there.
Yeah.
But there's investors out there too.
Yeah, there is.
The house out in 29 Palms, you say it's a slab with just some walls. I mean, is there still stucco on the walls?
No, I mean the current property that is there is good. It's and the benefit of it that it has an adjacent lot where you can actually build 2 units on it, and they can be up to like 2 twos, which is very marketable.
Really?
But,
Are you trying to wholesale this deal right now?
Yeah.
And
we got seller financing because originally the seller wanted just all cash out, and after a couple of weeks we're like, you know what, it's not going to work. So we went back with the strategy of doing seller financing with what she needed immediately, and she said yeah. So she's willing to take $20,000 up front and be able to do interest only. I think it's like $550 a month, and with no penalty of closing out early. So it sounds more reasonable, but as a ARV, the property that it sits there right now, it's about $80,000, and she wants $70,000 for it.
Okay, so
that's what. But the benefit is the lot next to it is you can build.
Sure, and well, there's also that seller financing is a big deal because is she wanting to finance the whole thing, or does she actually want cash?
She wants the 20 cash.
She wants $20,000 cash, so
Right.
you got to give her the $20,000, but
Right.
she'll finance, so she'll carry the 50.
Correct.
And then does she want to have a specific time frame in mind on how long she wants to carry that 50?
I think 3 years.
She's going to do 3 years on it.
3 years.
That's good enough time.
Yeah.
Does she want payments, or is she just willing to hold the 50 and you pay her in 3 years?
Interest only.
So you got to make interest payments. What kind of interest does she want to earn?
I think it was like 50. It was like $500 and something a month, which came out to I think it was like 6%, something like that.
6% interest.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. I mean, hey, that's that's a pretty good deal.
And that's one of the things that we learned in the coaching program is being able to do a lot of seller financing. That's a lot. What I understood too is that it's very difficult to find deals, so you got to make the deals. So when you find a property, you got to figure out how it can become a deal.
Yeah,
and that's kind of what we did.
Yeah, and that's a lot of it. When you only have one tool in your toolbox, right? Like let's just say you're only a flipper. If you're only flipping, you're looking for a very specific deal. But there's a lot of deals out there that could happen a lot of other ways.
Right.
And yeah, it's sometimes hard to identify those if you're looking for only one specific way of doing a deal. And that's why it's important for people to kind of hone their craft and learn the different methods and strategies for purchasing, because a lot of them involve no money out of your pocket.
Right.
And seller financing is a great way to get into one with no money out of your pocket. But it sounds like with her, you got to put in 20,000. So, that's something that you can maybe get a partner to come in if they have 20,000.
Correct.
You can go into that deal with no money out of your pocket.
Right.
So if you were to find somebody that had $20,000, that was willing to put the $20,000 up, and you guys spend the money to construct 2 new structures next to this one and renovate the one that's there. Would you stay in the deal, or do you just want to wholesale it out?
I think right now we just want to wholesale it. One of the reasons why is because we need a little bit of capital to continue to do marketing. We're not focused too much on getting the deals out. That's important, but we're more interested in bringing leads in. We need to generate leads. The more leads we have, the more offers we make, the more deals we'll have.
Right.
So if we focus too much on getting this lead or this deal out, then it's too much time and energy that we're spending on it, where we need to be spending more on filling in the pipeline.
Sure.
So we'll just wholesale it.
Okay. So, I mean, again, if anybody wants to call you about that deal, what's that number again? I forgot.
Sure. It's 909-362-2877.
And they're calling Cesar Rodan. That's the man.
Actually,
with the deals.
My phone was ringing earlier, so
oh man,
that's them.
Yeah. Well, whoever's calling, he's on the radio. He'll call you back. Yeah, we are really live.
Yeah, we are live.
Yeah, we're live right now. We've done the show recorded. We've pre-recorded it before.
Right.
I used to do it out of my office. We thought that would be easier, but it was kind of tough to do that sometimes because people are like, oh man, I got to be there in the morning.
Oh right.
I'm like, yeah, because the restaurant downstairs doesn't start playing music until 3, so we got to do it in the morning.
Right.
Otherwise, we would have done it live there. It's just they start playing their music kind of loud, and it doesn't work for us because nobody wants to hear background music on the radio.
Right. No, this is nice.
Yeah,
you're doing it live. It's cool.
Yeah, it's fun. We got the NBC logo behind us. For those of you that don't know, yes, you're listening to an NBC News radio station, the San Bernardino affiliate, KCAA. Thank you for tuning in. So going back to your investing stuff, substitute teaching, I'm glad you mentioned that because a lot of people that get into this business are doing something else with their lives. When they're like, I don't know, I don't know if they've just had it or I don't know if it's their boss that's just been grinding them lately.
Right.
I don't know what it is that they're just like something breaks the straw that breaks the camel's back.
Yeah.
And they're like, I just want a new way of life, right? So
I like that.
Yeah. So they're they're like, I don't know what it is that brings them in, but I mean, substitute teaching. You obviously went to school for this. You got a credential,
right?
So
well, it's funny because I didn't get credentials. I don't have a teaching credential.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
So to work as a substitute teacher for the San Bernardino School District, all you need is a bachelor's degree.
Oh,
so
at anything?
At anything. Just
Wow.
a bachelor's degree. So I found out.
What'd you get yours in?
In business administration and management.
Nice.
So I found out before I graduated that we could do that. So I knew I was going to build a business. I just didn't know what business I was going to build.
Mm-hmm.
So when they told me I can be a substitute teacher, and now for the last 4 years, we had been going into local schools to do Bible studies during their lunchtime.
Okay.
So I had relationship with a lot of the local campuses. So what I decided to do is say, okay, well, I already got a relationship with them. I'm pretty good with the youth, so let me be a substitute teacher as a transitional job until I figure out what I'm really going to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'd be silly not to do something and jump into this, unless you got the money for it. Then
Yeah.
But if not, then you keep your day job until you get really good at this.
Yeah, and sometimes it's tough. We've had people in
Mhm.
the past that I remember this one couple. They were coming to the club. They were like hot and heavy into it, and they said, "We jumped today. We just made that big giant leap. We both quit our jobs.
Wow.
And we're going to commit ourselves to this." And because we have like 8 months of savings, so we're going to generate deals. Nothing happened. 8 months later, I'm getting calls from them asking for me to loan them money. I'm like, no, I told you not to quit your job. Are you kidding me? Like, no, I'm not here for that. That's not what I do. I don't lend people money to
survive.
Yeah, to survive. That's not what I'm here for. Like, I give you guys tools. You can use those tools, but whatever. You can lead a horse to water, right?
Well, true story is that after this summer, I wasn't planning to go back to school.
Okay.
I was like, you know what? I got this. I know what I need to do. I just got to grind at it and do it, right? And I said, after the summer, I know that during the summer, I'm going to get enough deals. All I need is 2-3 deals.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm good for the rest of the year, and then we can just keep grinding. But being smart about it, I told my wife, you know what? I'll give you 1 more year in the school.
Sure.
I'll give you 1 more year so that we still have that, that safety net and continue to do that as we learn more and things like that. So I decided to stay another year. So I'll be there 18, 19. So.
Yeah, cool. And then you'll, but obviously still trying to pursue this because, fortunately school gets out earlier in the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
What have you done by 3:30 or so?
3:45, yeah.
3:45. So you still get that 6 to 8 o'clock window
Mm-hmm.
where you can still be making phone calls.
Yeah.
And it actually, some of the people I've seen succeed in this business and actually grow them faster are people that had to adapt in the beginning where they had a job and they had to kind of balance this life with that life.
Right.
And, they're able to make these things work on a schedule.
Right.
Whereas people that kind of come in that have a very loosey-goosey lifestyle, which is kind of how I came into the business. I was not structured by any means, and it took a while for me to learn structure and to learn the importance of it and actually stick to a structure. And, that's something I had to learn because I was not born with that gift. I was very unorganized in the very beginning. Now I'm like, completely anal retentive about organization because it just saves you so much time down the road. I'm a believer now. But I've seen people that they make it work with the job that they're in right now and balancing home life and all this stuff.
Right.
They manage to eke out a couple hours a day to be able to focus on the business. And then they continue that even after they don't need to work anymore. And what you end up finding is that you're hiring all these other people to do all the things that you need done as opposed to trying to do it all yourself. And so many people we see come into the business, they try to do this all on their own. And it's a dangerous way to do it because, unless you are really good at every single thing that's involved in a real estate transaction, you're not going to succeed. I can promise you it's not going to work out so well. You need to have a support team that you work with,
The primary support that I advise anybody to get is definitely spousal support and family support. Because if you don't have that support at home, then how are you ever going to get started, right? So I tell my wife, like, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., like, I need that block to just focus on the phone calls.
Right.
That was when I was working. So when I was working, I actually started driving for dollars in the morning. I would leave 30 minutes before.
Wow.
And I will start driving there. And then I tell my wife on my way home, hey, I'm going to be 30 minutes later for dinner because I'm going to be driving for dollars. I'm going to be in this area. and we'll come home with some leads and just start calling them. But that support, and then you start getting other support. So what I heard that works real well is focus on what you like to do and what you're good at, so that you can start delegating the things that you don't like to do, because sometimes you tend to procrastinate those things.
Absolutely, yeah. There's a lot in this business I don't like doing, so I try to do as little of it as possible.
Right.
Just because paperwork gets really annoying. I don't like doing it. I don't think anybody loves paperwork except for possibly our transaction coordinator within our office. I think she actually loves paperwork. So we're lucky to have her.
Yeah, there you go. People do love doing it.
I suppose. I don't know how they do. I don't know how she loves it, but she does, and she gets paid well for it. So that's good too. I mean,
don't try to understand it. Just delegate
just it. Let it happen, right? Just I liked your attitude towards it. Just let it happen. Yeah. No, she's great. We love having her around. Very good at what she does. But we definitely, that's one thing I hate doing is the paperwork.
Yeah.
I've said it before. I'm not huge on talking to the sellers. I don't really. I'm not the guy that's going to relate to them and cry with them and all the stuff that you. I mean, but there's people that are great at this stuff. You've met Jim Keller.
I did
at the club. He's Jim's great at this. He's good at that rapport. Him and his wife are both good at it. So if you ever get them both knocking on your door, you're selling your house to them. They're just that good. So
but to sit with them, get some pointers.
Yeah, you should. They're good people to sit with. They've got a lot of stuff to share. That's kind of the purpose of the club too.
Yeah,
it's another support system. Right. And I even said it last night because we, for those of you that know, we do the big monthly meeting on the fourth Wednesday. So that was last night.
Yeah.
So you missed it, but there'll be another one in July. So fear not, we will be back, and we're back at the Mission Inn.
Yes,
we're going to be back at the Mission Inn next month. So a lot of people have been kind of like, we like Loft 84, but we really like the Mission Inn a lot better. So when enough people say it to you, you got to just sort of go with your audience on it. Even though we love Loft 84, I love the owners, like they're great people. But if everybody's saying we got to go back to the Mission Inn, you kind of have to just do what the client wants. And so so we're going back.
Yeah. On that note, what you did yesterday was actually very powerful too. I don't know if you noticed it, but even Steven said that just bringing up people to give kind of their testimony, and we call it testimony back, the church, when you come in and you allow somebody to kind of give their personal experience. I mean, that's probably one of the most powerful tools that anyone can get, whether you're investing or changing your life or moving forward. But that was awesome because it impacted me, and I know impacted a lot of people there just to see Thomas 2 years and then in the last 6 months he got 6 deals. Like that's what it's about.
Yeah, and Thomas, he's been on the show before. He's coming back again soon.
Yeah, he told me I've been there twice.
He's I mean he's been killing it, and and people deserve that level of recognition. I brought Tyler up. He just closed a wholesale deal where he made. Well, I don't know if he wants me to say it on the radio. He let me say it on the stage last night. But he made a very nice wholesale fee on that deal.
Yeah, he sure did.
And called up Andy. He put together a very creative deal. I called up Todd and Danny. They got their deal out in Palm Springs. They have a buyer coming in on. Jim come up and talk about a deal that they did that they're going to make. At the end of it, they're going to make $300, but they've been in it for 16 months. This deal was kind of a nightmare for them, and he came up and talked about it, which a lot of people came and talked to me about that, which I thought was interesting. I thought a lot of people would talk to me about Thomas because Thomas to me is like he's the real grinded out story where he just persevered and did it. But people came and talked to me about Jim. They're saying like, man, I can't believe Jim, who's this guy does tons of deals. Yeah. I can't believe Jim had a deal that he lost money on, or it didn't go as planned.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, if you heard the conversation between me and Jim and Steve and Jim before he bought that deal, we told him you're going to lose money on this deal, and he didn't lose money, so he can rub it in our faces. He didn't lose money, but it's kind of important for a lot of people to hear that. This is a deal that had a lot of problems that they were not prepared to deal with, and as soon as they eradicated one problem, another problem popped up, and then 2 problems showed up right after that. So it was powerful. And I think that's going to become a more regular thing for the club because
that should be a segment because again it was powerful. I think just the fact of knowing that no one is immune to that. And Thomas used the word yesterday that we tend to use a lot too. It's community. If you don't have that community, if there's wisdom in having a community. That I may not see something that you see, because a lot of times we get so zeroed in on the deal and what the outcome's going to be that we need that community to kind of look at a peripheral vision to see like, it's not going to be good.
And it's funny because most of the people that are like seniors in the group, people that have been coming for a long time, they've been investors for a long time. They come on a regular basis.
Yeah.
You know, and that's because this business, this industry, like we need our support
Need each other.
At the higher levels too. So, you know, we're all talking to each other. We talk to all these people that are at the club, the mentors, on a regular basis, where we're discussing deals we have going on. We're bouncing ideas off each other. This happens because
You're asking questions too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know everything.
Right.
I was actually telling somebody last night, like, I don't honestly consider myself to be an expert in any field of this business.
That's good.
You know, like I know a lot about this business. I do. I've been doing it a while, but I don't feel like I'm the one you should go to for every single thing.
Gotcha.
You know, like I know enough to be dangerous. Sure. I mean, it's gotten me here.
Yeah.
But you know, there are people out there that I'm intimidated by, you know, with their knowledge level. I mean, there's people like Bruce Norris is one person that comes to mind, where Bruce, on an economic level, he just has a much higher level of understanding of the economic machine. And I feel like I have a very basic version of that in my own mind, but to a lot of people, that comes across from me like I'm intimidating to people about it because, I do know some stuff, but it's not – I don't feel like I'm anywhere in comparison to Bruce. And then there's another guy named Bill Tan. Bill Tan's just, you know, this guy knows every single angle you can possibly do on a deal.
Yeah.
He's somebody that I look up to and think, man, this guy, he's who you want to learn from. A guy named Mick Blackwell, he comes to the coffee thing a lot of times. Mick.
Oh, yeah, Mick, yeah.
Yeah, you've talked to Mick, yeah. Mick is, you know, this guy's a genius. You know, he owns a ton of rental property. Very nice guy, and he's totally willing to spend his time with you and walk you through a deal. And he's a mentor to a lot of people. He's a mentor to Bruce Norris. I mean, you know, he's an older guy. He's been around for a while, so he's trained some of the bigger real estate investors in Southern California. A guy named Mike Cantu was like one of his proteges for a while. But I mean, these are some people that exist in the industry that I'm intimidated by, and I'm like, they're experts.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm a mediocre. I don't know what you call me. I'm an intermediate level guy or something. I don't know.
But that's the beauty about community, though, is being able to not know everything, but know people who do.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty.
It is, and it's, you know, and it's cool because I'm at a place now where I can start giving out my knowledge.
Yeah.
You know, I've been doing it now I've been giving it away for like the last 5 years, I guess, where, you know, I put myself in this position where I can help people get started in the industry. So it's cool to meet people that haven't been doing it yet, and it's actually cool to hear your story because you're new at it, but you're doing a lot of things right in the very beginning. And I talked to so many people that are doing everything wrong, and you know, like it's hard to pick you apart right now because you're doing everything I would tell people to be doing. So like, you know, just keep doing it.
Yeah.
And it'll happen. That deal in 29 Palms might become the next your first deal, and then next month we'll bring you on stage and talk about, you know, Caesar got his first deal. Everyone, you know. But it's cool. I like that part. It was fun talking to everybody. I was worried at first that like we were going over time because I value everybody's time, right? Because I value my own. So I felt like, oh man, we're going like 30 minutes on this thing. I'm only supposed to do 20 minutes, but nobody seemed to care.
No, I'm telling you, because it was that powerful. It was good. I don't know how it was received from your point of view, but from us over here, it was powerful.
Yeah, it was. I loved it. So I'm totally doing it from now on.
Yeah.
I'm calling it accolades. We're just
accolades.
Yep, accolades. Where people are going to count. We're going to give them their awards. You know, show them to the crowd, and it really introduces them to everybody. Because for all the new people that come, they don't know who the players are in the room and who you should get to know. So, you know, here's Tyler. He just made a ton of money on a wholesale. Here's Andy, he put together a deal where he's making $510 a month on a cash flow, and that's going to continue in perpetuity.
Right.
Like that's a great deal.
Yeah.
You know, there's Jim who had a bad experience, and he can help you learn the lesson that he learned on that deal. You know, which was to maybe trust his community a little bit more, and you know, not think he's just some maverick that can go out on his own and make a ton of money on a deal that didn't make sense to begin with, Jim.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it's sometimes you need to hear those stories from people to kind of know that we're all human. We make mistakes too, you know. And so we're definitely keeping that going for sure.
Yeah, I'll be good.
And you're doing cash flow, so this is going to be fun.
It's really going to be fun. Yeah. I really want to implement a lot of the educational in there. So in the middle of the game, we're going to take about 20 minutes to bring somebody to say something. Like I know Steven was looking forward to coming in, and you know, he just had somebody host it, somebody take care of it, where I can just come in and do my thing and then move on. So we really want to do that. We really want to have people leave with some valuable information in their hands. Not, the game alone, it's a lot, but my purpose is really to just help people understand, get further, enrich their journey.
Yeah, and there's some good people that come, because the last time I went to the cash flow game, Andy was there. Andy's a great person to play cash flow with. He hosts a cash flow game also out in the Coachella Valley.
Right.
But he's real familiar with those creative strategies, and he's real good about, mentoring and coaching you, and, not being so in your face about it. But there's also some other good people that come to that don't make it to the other meetings because they can't. They just, scheduling doesn't work out for them. So there's a guy named George. He comes a lot, I know. Which we don't see him much at the big monthly meetings because he's got other things going on.
Right.
But he comes to the cash flow a lot. I don't know if he went last month or not, but
I'm not sure. I know Matt comes often. He's a big supporter of that. And but yeah.
Yeah, Matt's a good guy. Very knowledgeable.
Very knowledgeable.
Knows a lot. And it's funny because he looks so young, but he's actually older than me. Yeah, I point that out all the time. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah. But yeah, he's a smart guy.
He sure is.
Very good person to talk to. So I guess for those of you people out there listening that want to kind of come into these meetings and get to know people like Caesar, get to know myself, a bunch of the other people in the group, go to meetup.com. That's where we host. We have like the meetings all listed up there. It's called the Inland Empire Real Estate Investment Club. We are now the second largest investment club by membership on meetup.com. In Southern California, actually I think in the entire state of California.
Nice.
We're the second largest. So, and we just passed, San Diego was the one that we just passed up. And it's kind of funny because these groups have been around longer than us.
Oh, nice.
And we're the new kids on the block. We came in 4 years ago with the Real Estate Investment Club, and our first meeting we ever had an audience of 4 people. So it was like, kind of a shocker because it was expensive to put that little thing on, and eventually it kind of grew and grew and grew, and now here we are. We have just under 4,000 members in the meetup group, and it's amazing, really. But the next milestone to be passing up the Orange County group, which has like 8,000 something members. So it'll be a little while before we pass them.
We could do it.
But yeah, we could do it with your support. If you just go to meetup.com and join the group, and come out and check out the meetings. We have a whole calendar of events there. So the big monthly meeting is always the 4th Wednesday of the month. That's the only meeting we charge for because we have to pay for the venue, but it's like $30. It's not.
And there's food too. You guys.
We do feed you.
Yes. Yeah, so it's well worth it.
Yeah, and the tacos. This was the last month of the Taco Man, which is unfortunate because they're really good tacos. But we're moving back to the Mission Inn next month, and honestly, their food is really good there. So it's going to be good food. But don't come for the food. Come for the networking.
The knowledge that comes out of from you guys is just awesome.
I appreciate that.
And the networking is good too. Yep.
Absolutely.
The quality of people. That's what I kind of commented today. The quality of people that go there to network with is just it's outstanding. It's awesome.
And for those people too that want to just kind of dip their toe in but don't want to commit to the $30 charge,
right?
Come down to the coffee meetup.
The coffee meetups is awesome.
We do that the Saturday before the big monthly meeting, and that's it's open, free networking. Just come on in. It's from 8 till 10 in the morning on the Saturday before the 4th Wednesday of the month. I know it's confusing. That's why we have the calendar on the site.
Go to Meetup.
Yeah, go to meetup.com. That's where it's all posted. Yeah, the coffee's cool because it's free. You don't have to buy coffee. It would be nice if you did. I know they appreciate it when we're taking up their space. Just buy a cup of coffee or, a donut or something. The like
burritos
that.
are good.
They do. They have some great breakfast burritos. And they just started doing those. They have these Eggs Benedict things, which are crazy good too. I'm on a diet, so I gotta, I'm like, all I'm thinking about is food, But yeah, the coffee meetup's cool because you meet a lot of people that can't make it to the monthly meeting. Also, kind of like the cash flow game where. Cash flow, we're doing on a Wednesday, but for some reason they can't come on the 4th Wednesday.
Right.
The Saturday ones for people that I can't leave, my house during the week. I got to be in bed by 8 o'clock at night. So, they're the people that come out on the Saturday morning coffee. So you get to meet a lot of the people that are doing this along with a full-time job. So you can kind of meet them and see how they're doing it.
Yep.
And they are. There's some people there. They're doing some surprising things.
Yep.
So yeah, come check us out. Go to meetup.com. Any final thoughts you got going on before we wrap up? Because we only got a few minutes left here. So,
yeah, I mean, if you ever thought about doing real estate, all you have to do is just get doing it. Just start doing it. Go to the meetups. Go start meeting people. I think that's the most important thing is just meet people. and start on this journey. My journey is really to teach other people that they can go on the journey themselves. I've always said that imagination is the best thing to time travel. I think Tesla said that, or somebody else said that. That imagination is the best thing to time travel, because you can actually see yourself in the final outcome. All you have to do is just now take the little steps that you need to do to get to that point. And if you can envision it, then it's possible for you. You have every capability inside of you to fulfill whatever it is that you can imagine. For us, it's really making a difference in the Inland Empire, making a difference in San Bernardino. We can envision ourselves doing that, and we will accomplish it. But whatever you want to do, whatever your success is, because success is not the same thing for everybody, whatever your success is, you can accomplish it. You just have to start taking the necessary steps and surround yourself by people who are going to get you there and help you to get there, not drag you down.
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. That's a very, very nice thing to say. I'm, glad you said that. And it's, you had said, oh man, it just left my brain.
Okay.
I'm getting older. I'm almost as old as Matt Tandy. I can't believe it. No. Yeah. So we got like another minute left. So, we got to talk about something for about a minute.
Okay.
What do you, let's do some quick fire.
Okay.
I don't know what that means, but let's do it. Let's. What kind of deals are you typically looking for? Like what area are you looking in?
So one of the things that we do is we don't look for deals, because we're not buying our deals ourselves. We're buying it for somebody else. So what we specialize in is looking deals for the buyer. So what does the buyer need, and that's what we look for. We don't look for something that we're going to keep. If the deal, it's in our backyard and we can jump on it, we'll keep it. But mostly we're just finding, like, what do you need? We'll find whatever it is that you're looking for.
Yeah, but you're looking for ugly stuff, I'm sure.
Yep.
Ugly stuff.
That's where the discounts are. So
right. And they can call you. What's your number again?
It is 909-362-2877. Find that distressed house. One of the things is if the mailbox is full, if there's a red piece of paper on the window, take a picture, get the address, send it to me.
And then you can do it from there. Awesome. Yep. Well, thank you, Caesar, for showing up, man. We really appreciate you coming out. And thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you all again next week, Thursday at 4 p.m. right here on KCAA. Have a good week, everyone.
Take
care.
Guys. God bless.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now 102.3 FM.
So, you want to be in show business. Do people tell you that you're really funny, you have a great personality, and you should have your own talk